Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week, and it's a little bit different in here tonight. It's a little bit messy off to the corner because I'm in the process of getting everything back into the studio, having moved it all out of the studio over the last couple of days because I've got new carpet in here. As you can see, I'm now fully color coordinated with the hoodie that I've got on as well. So I have been setting it all up literally from scratch, and hopefully everything's going to work tonight. And I'm going to need to know from you guys if you can hear me and if you can see everything, because I don't know. This is the first live stream that I've done since putting everything back in position. The interesting thing is, when I started up the stream software, as soon as I started experimenting, which was probably about 5 or 10 minutes ago, it said that I could not do screen captures, which is in order to get you guys up on screen, the live chat room, the super chat window, all of that stuff, and also the pick roulette wheel. It said that I couldn't do that because the permissions have to be set in the system preferences. But then I went to that, and then the option that they tell you to change isn't there because it's only on Catalina, the operating system. So they don't actually give you the option to allow the access to see the screen. But then it started working, and just to warn you guys that if it stops working, then that's what it is. But I'm going to try and get everything on screen as normal, and fingers crossed we will see what happens. So I'm going to start off with the live chat room, and that has appeared. So I'm probably going to keep that on there for the whole live stream because that didn't work earlier. And I then had to click, it comes up with this warning saying you have to change the settings, and then I clicked on OK, and then it pops up again, and I clicked OK probably 8 to 10 times, and then it cancelled it. So if that does happen and I'm just clicking the mouse, you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get rid of this thing off my screen to then resume the live stream. But I'm assuming that you guys can actually hear me, and thank you for joining me tonight, guys. We've got Susan and Dennis, Jennifer, Mario's in the house as well. You're going through too quickly, but Neil and Carla's in there as well. Ken, Billy, and Ray's in the house as well, and Sue. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and just for joining me on the first ever new carpet stream. That's what we're going to title it tonight. I'm going to try and get my patrons up on screen. The live chat room is working. Let's see if my patrons will appear. This should be alright because it's not a screen capture. So a big hello and thank you to everybody at the bottom of the screen. They are my patrons, and they make everything possible on the channel, including these live streams and all the analysis videos, you name it. So a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. And let me see if I can get the likes up on screen. There we go. With every click, I'm waiting for it to cancel everything. But we are up to 94 so far. Thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up. Let's see what our likes target is tonight. And 370 is what we are aiming for. And this is just the standard likes total. We are going to be going for 375 on the pick roulette likes target. That's what we are aiming for. So some hefty numbers there. We have to get started really early. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'll be much appreciated if you could, in order to get ourselves up to that target as quickly as possible, because for all I know, this stream could end at any point. But fingers crossed it continues, and I'm going to attempt to get the super chat window up on screen because we have some action in there already. There was a little bit more action in there before I started the stream, but I think what YouTube is doing now, as soon as you start a new live stream, even if you've had donations for that live stream, it then resets it for the time of the stream onwards. So I'm going to have to find those other donations, and probably what I should have done is start with a video. I forgot that that's what we did last time, so it'll give me a little bit more time, but it is probably best just to get everything up on screen while it is working, so then it doesn't cancel, or hope that it doesn't cancel. We will see. So just to warn you guys that on the screen we'll probably have all this going on just in case it gets removed, and then I try and bring it up again. And when it doesn't work, it cancels the whole program that I use. So everything will come to a close. So we will keep on going. I'm going to keep everything on screen. I'm not sure how that's going to work for the pick roulette wheel later on. But as I said over on Patreon, this is an experimental stream because it's the first one that we've done since getting everything back into the studio with the new carpet. So we are going to be jumping into the first video of the night because I then want to go into YouTube Studio and try and find the other donations that I did see in there previously, so then I can read them out, because that is something that I do on these live streams. If this is your first live stream, hello, welcome, introduce yourself into that live chat room, and a big shout out to the moderators in there as well for doing such a fantastic job. Everyone say hello Mario, because I saw Mario in the live chat room a little bit earlier on, right at the beginning. The other thing to mention about the change in the sound of the room, because I now have carpet, it means that these sound waves are not hitting solid flooring and rebounding up against the wall and making it really resonant in here. It's now a lot more dead sounding, a lot more sound treated, or at least sounding that way. I am going to probably put some foam up on the walls just to disperse the sound and sound waves a little bit more. But it's a massive improvement already just having carpet in here, which is great. That was a large part of deciding to get carpet in here, just to make it a little bit warmer, but also the sound was a little bit crazy in here previously, as I'm sure you guys are aware if you listened in headphones, or you maybe listened through some proper monitor speakers, then yeah, some reference speakers will show you all of those resonant frequencies. But anyway, hopefully it will be a lot better to listen to now that there is a bit of carpet in here just deadening the sound. So we are going to jump into the first video of the night, and I think this was requested by Orlando over on Patreon. I'm just going to jump over there because it might have been Kevin, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to, I saw it somewhere, so I'm going to play this video and then try and keep everything organized in the background and find these previous donations as well, and then we will jump into the super chat window after this. So this is going to be my song called Running Blind. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Sounds of decency.
we have it. That was my song called Running Blind, and you can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music. So, I've been over to YouTube Studio in order to see the previous donations, and thank you guys so much for all of these before we started the live stream, but also the ones that have come in while we started the live stream afterwards as well. And apologies if the video was a little bit jumpy. That was me in the background trying to load up other things because I'm going onto YouTube trying to find these messages, but I have found them. So first of all, I'm going to have to look down here because this is where I've got the screen. And Orlando donated $2. So thank you for that, Orlando. And the message was, hit that like button a lot with lots of thumbs up. So thank you for that, Orlando. And when Orlando does his donation, we have a plug of the mug. And here it is. And there we have it. If you want to get your hands on one of those mugs, it's in the tray underneath this video. Also, head over to teespring.com, type in Wings of Pegasus, you'll find all of the merchandise there. But thank you, Orlando, for that. And Orlando donated again, $5. Thank you again. The message is, I am victim of a schedule change at work. Catch up crew tonight. Rock with some rock horns. So Orlando has been taken from us. He's going off working. But thank you, Orlando, for those donations. And hello if you're watching this a little bit later on tonight in the catch-up crew. But Marilyn has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Marilyn. The message is, hi, Phil. Maybe when you get your studio more insulated, you will play and sing live for us on your live stream with a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And just getting one microphone at the moment set up is as far as I've got. Yeah, in terms of playing live, I'd need to mic up at least my guitar, and then if I'm having to sit near the computer, as you guys can appreciate, when I do my analysis videos just demonstrating, sometimes I knock into things because it's very tight here. So I won't be performing imminently, but never say never. In the future, if I can get things organized and expand a little bit on my setup, then it might be possible. But then I tend to like to perform with a band and get my full live sound, so it usually takes a little bit more effort put into it in order to do that, and that is something that does take a lot of organization. I'm not really an acoustic artist, even though I have done a few acoustic covers and maybe a couple of versions of some album tracks because people have requested it, but I'm a lot more comfortable with my electric guitar and everything plugged in. But thank you for that, Marilyn. And Lila has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message I can't really see because it's too small on the screen that I've got, but I think it's the picture of the guy that we normally see doing something. But thank you for that, Lila. And Marilyn's donated again $5, and the message is, happy Valentine's Day, Phil, and everyone, with a heart. So thank you for that, Marilyn. And Linda Z is in the house as well and has donated $5. Thank you for that, Linda. The message is, it's catch-up crew for me tonight. Love the studio carpet, Phil. Happy weekend, everyone, with a heart. So thank you for that, Linda, and for the kind words about the carpet as well. If you are over on Patreon, you would have seen the studio when it was literally bare, even with the floor taken out, and I kind of kept people updated as to how far I'd got in removing everything out of the studio. And then I think I did upload a picture last night of it finally actually finished with the carpet in here. But then since then I've just been trying to get stuff back into the studio. So thank you everyone for the comments over there. I don't think I've had a chance to check them all because it's just been back against the wall, getting everything set up, making sure that enough stuff worked to do this live stream, which hopefully it is working okay. But thank you for that donation, Linda. And Renee has donated, let me see, $5, and that is the one that's now on this screen. So we're pretty much up to date with it. So thank you for that, Renee, the $5 donation. And the message is, carpet looks awesome, great colour. So thank you for that. And you might see, it's the other side, that there are, it looks like marks, but that's just the way that the carpet is being pushed down. I'm not sure. There's got to be an explanation of the words that I'm trying to look for in my head I don't have, unfortunately, for when you make the grain of the carpet. Maybe that's a good word. So when you push the grain one way, it's slightly darker, and then the other way is lighter. So those are just my footprints of walking in and out of the studio. To explain it, it's not some fancy design with darker parts on it. It's just where I walk. But thank you, Renee, for that donation. And I'm just going to get my mouse over here to make sure we don't miss anybody out, because Carl has donated $5. Thank you for this, Carl. And the message is, cross the pond, stay safe and healthy, one and all. So thank you for that. And Ken has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Ken. The message is, thanks, Professor. God bless everyone, with an American flag. And Michael has donated $5. Thank you for this, Michael. The message is, only one entry in the super chat window. The acoustics are okay. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So thank you for that, Michael. I think it could do with a little bit of work, but it's a lot better than it used to be, because before I would literally hear my voice coming back at me off the wall. So it's like an instant, well, obviously not instant, but a couple of milliseconds of delay on my voice when I was talking, just because it was that bad. Whereas now, at least, it's only very low in the monitor speakers that I can hear my voice on a delay, and it's not as off-putting as it was before, so that's great as well. But thank you for that, Michael. Kay has donated $5. Thank you for this, Kay. The message is, I may be wrong about this, but did you do a cover of music from a computer game you liked to play? So thank you for that, Kay. Yes, I did. And it was called Oblivion. To give it its full title, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And then there's another game that I didn't do a cover of, but that was called Skyrim, and that was the follow-up game to it. So Oblivion was a game that I spent a lot of hours, multiple hours, when I was younger playing. That game, pretty much I would spend hours at a time on a Wednesday, because I used to be a personal trainer when I was younger, and I would have been about 18 years of age. So on a Wednesday, which was my day off, I'd play that particular game for multiple hours, and that would just be when I had time to do it. So yeah, that was the cover that I did. So thank you for bringing that up, Kay. And let me just scroll up to make sure I didn't miss anybody out. Deborah has donated $5. Thank you for this, Deborah. And the message is, spike the likes, happy Valentine's Day, the carpet looks cool. So thank you for that, Deborah, and that $5 donation. And Water Trine Muse has donated $5. Thank you for that. And it's a cat saying bravo. So thank you for the cat as well. And just saying that, when I'm sometimes I clasp my hands, and earlier today, I don't know whether it'll show up, you probably can't see, but my knuckles are red because I was trying to put case fans. If you know anything about computers, or you've built computers yourself in the past, I was putting some Noctua fans in my PC, and it was really difficult to get my hands in there, and I scraped my knuckles multiple times against a radiator that's in there, because I have a water-cooled system in there as well. So I was doing that earlier, and now, just doing this with my hands, I can feel the sensitivity of my knuckles, and it must have been just rubbing against those radiators. But anybody that's built a computer, especially in a medium-sized case, knows how tight things get in there, and the screws, which are a nightmare to try and do up when you're putting fans in, especially right at the top of the case, because sometimes you have, or at least in my PC I have USB connections in there, so you've got the wires going down from that, and it's an absolute nightmare. So that's something else that I've been trying to do today as well. So just keeping everything rocking and rolling and moving forward. But thank you for all of these donations. I'm just going to scroll up, because Lynn has donated $50 as well. Thank you for this, Lynn. The message is, the nap. It's the nap of the carpet that catches the light in different directions. It looks much cozier, very nice. So thank you for that, Lynn. And that is definitely the nap of, I mean, do they use that maybe with the bays of a pool table or snooker table I think they use that. Maybe the nap of the green. Can you use that in golf? I'm sure that grass grows in a very particular direction. And when you get really good at golf, not that I'm there yet, you then worry about which way the grass is facing in order to judge your putts more effectively. Maybe that's something that I need to start doing. Rather than just trying to rely on touch and feel and being able to sense how hard to hit the ball. But anyway, thank you for that, Lynn, for that very kind donation as well. And Sherry has donated $4.99. Thank you for this, Sherry. The message is, Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, with a heart and some rock horns. So thank you for that, Sherry. And I don't know if Valentine's Day is different in the USA to here, but it's not something that I've I actually haven't kept tabs on anything because I've been out here. So it probably is Valentine's Day. I just haven't noticed because I haven't been watching TV or doing anything apart from lifting and plugging things in. But thank you for that donation, Sherry, and happy Valentine's, everyone. If it is indeed Valentine's Day today or tomorrow, I don't know, maybe it's always on a Sunday. But thank you as well to Paul, who has donated $10. And the message is, Happy Valentine's Day to all the wingers, and it definitely sounds different. This is going to take a bit of getting used to. So thank you for that, Paul. Maybe I need to get a little bit of reverb on my voice, just put it on there as an after effect. A little bit of post-production on the live vocal mic to get it to sound like it used to. But I think it's going to be a lot better and a lot deader and just a better quality for when you're talking to someone across the Skype calls, or if I'm doing a Zoom call. Sometimes I've done those in the past, or Google Meets, and that's what I used to speak with Buck Dharma recently. So it's going to be a little bit better for the quality of the sound, I think, vocally, just chatting to someone across the internet. But it should be a little bit better, and yes, it'll take a bit of time getting used to. But thank you for that, Paul. And Jill has donated $10. Thank you for this, Jill. The message is, hello, Phil. Happy Valentine's Day with a hug. Was looking through some of your videos and came across your live at Rehearsal Studio, Denmark Studios. I really enjoyed it. Love your carpet. Thanks, Phil. So thank you for that, Jill. And Denmark Studios, that's actually here in Maidenhead, even though there's another Denmark Studios which is in London, and I have mentioned that as well. It's probably confusing because I did rehearse there, I think just a couple of times or a few times, but it just happened to be so hot that particular summer when we were rehearsing at Denmark Street in London, and the rooms aren't particularly big, so then we decided just it's a lot more convenient for me, but the rooms were so much bigger in Maidenhead at Denmark Street, so we could start to rehearse there with a little fan and air conditioning unit and stuff, and it's a lot more comfortable. I mean, when you are rehearsing indoors and it's 30 plus degrees outside, it gets a hell of a lot warmer than that inside when you are rehearsing. So yeah, it's good to get into a bigger space. But I'm trying to think of that live at the Rehearsal Studio video. I'm not sure. I can't remember it exactly, but I might have just been wearing a vest. So it might have been one of those really hot days anyway. But thank you for checking that out. It is on YouTube somewhere. I do not know where. But also, David has donated $2. So thank you for that, David. And the message is, Phil, didn't know you PC gamed. Are you on Steam? So thank you for that, David. And yes, I am on Steam. Not that I know my username, but because it's something that I've recently set up on my PC and tried to make sure that it can play games, hence putting fans in to keep it cool so it doesn't just shut itself down. And Steam is something that I'm on. Also, I think good old games like GOG, I think that's what it stands for. But I'm basically in the process of getting a lot of the games that I used to play on PS4 on PC. Because unfortunately here in the UK, PS5s are really difficult to purchase. And I've always been, pretty much always. At uni I was a PC gamer. And then I went back to a console gamer, because that's what I used to play when I was in my very early life. I'm talking maybe 9 and 10 years old. And then then in my teenage years, I was still at that console gaming kind of stage. But then I got into PC when I was at university. And then when I came out of university, I then went back to PS3, then PS4. But PS5s, I couldn't get one, so I decided just to get everything on PC and make sure that my computer could run it, and that's what I use on there. So yeah, I am on Steam. I'm trying to think of the games that I've got. I haven't got very many because I haven't been back on the PC for very long, but I've got Kingdom Come Deliverance on there. I did buy that Cyberpunk game, but the thing is with me and games is that I'll buy a game and then I don't really play it because I'm doing stuff out here. But I know at some point when I do get a little bit of time, gaming is something that I do like to do, other than get my hands on the fretboard, get a bit of guitar practice or vocal practice or keys practice or drums practice. But gaming is something that I like to do to relax. And I have just got 2K21, the PGA Tour game, and that's a golf game. And that's the kind of game that I do enjoy because you can relax when you play it. And it is like playing golf. And when you're in lockdown like we are, just being able to do anything that relaxes you, I think is good. Because we literally can't go outside here. And we haven't been able to, what, for 5-6 weeks, something like that. So yeah, it's all a bit crazy. But hopefully lockdown will end soon and we can start going outside again. But anyway, let's not get into all of that. But thank you for that, David. And if I don't really do multiplayer gaming, just so you know, over on Steam. It's not something that, yeah, I've really got into. When I do play, it tends to be just single player to relax, because I never know when I have to go and do something. Because sometimes I'll be playing a game and then a message will come in or an email will come in. I've got to answer that, so then I can stop the game or pause the game. Whereas when you play online, you can't pause the whole world. So that's why I tend to just play single player. But thank you for that, David. Michael has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Michael. And the message is, hey, Phil, please take care of those hands, good sir. And thank you for that as well. I think I pretty much do take good care of my hands. It's just that when I was putting in these fans, you're not really concentrating on where your hands are. You're concentrating on the thing that you're trying to screw, and then the screwdriver, and making sure that it doesn't slip out and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just caught them on the fan a few times, but they're okay. They're just a little bit sensitive, but nothing to stop me playing the guitar. Thank you for that, Michael. Karen has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen. The message is, hi, Phil. Please accept my virtual remodeling gift. A Jimi Hendrix quote, music is my religion. Thanks for sharing the warmth of home. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And it was midnight already here in the UK, and I'm going to see if I can get this screen capture of the likes up on screen. It might not work. It might work, let's hope. And it did work. It's gone a little bit wonky on the 199, so let's do that. We're only one away from 200, so thank you everyone for hitting those thumbs up. And hopefully we can get maybe near 370. That's the target for tonight. We will see. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you can do that. It really does help the live stream to get out there, but the whole channel to grow as well, and also to get more subscribers, as we just passed over the 200 mark on the likes. So we are on the way, and thank you everyone, by the way, for hitting that thumbs up and subscribing, because we are now past 163,000 subscribers. So that's a crazy number. 163,000 subscribers. I just making sure I got that number correct, but I think that is the correct number because it is so crazily big. But thank you everyone for hitting that thumbs up, but also the subscribe button. It is massively appreciated. And also for this little spike of the likes that we've got going on here, up to 213 in the blink of an eye, over to 214. But back into the super chat window, because I'm going to just scroll down to make sure that I don't miss anybody out as well. We have Soto, who has donated $20. Thank you so much for that. The message is, thanks for your dedication to us. And no problem, thank you for your dedication to watching the channel, but just the live streams as well, for joining me, just giving me people to talk to on these live streams. It is much appreciated, you guys in that live chat room and the super chat donations. It's great to touch base with you on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night as well. And more recently, we've started doing the live analysis videos on Wednesday night as well, which is good fun to interact with you guys and be able to do something live on the analysis side of things as well. But thank you, Mavericks8, who has donated $10 as well. And this is the guy flying through the air. So thank you for that. Debbie has donated $4.99. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, how was your sister's birthday party? Was she surprised? So it was a good, I think it was a good surprise, hopefully, that I turned up and my parents turned up. And she had been out previously because her husband, Tom, had taken her out with my nephews. And I think they had like maybe an 11s kind of thing, just like tea and cakes, that kind of thing. That's what we do here in the UK, sometimes at about 11 o'clock. And she then returned from that. But what we did, and what my dad did, is for her birthday, we got her a drum kit, or an electric drum kit. So my dad went in there previously while she was out, and this was the whole plan, in order to set up the drum kit. So then when she came home, she just walked into this new drum kit that had all been set up and was connected to a monitor and everything so that she could just sit down and have a go on it. And of course, my nephews were the first ones to jump on it and start just hitting things with the sticks. But the good thing is, they're not just randomly just swiping, they are trying to hit the snare and the toms and the hi-hat and the crash cymbals. They're trying to, obviously, it's an electric kit, so it's not real cymbals, which are crazily loud, but they can just monitor the volume with the monitor in order to get it to a little bit more of an acceptable level for neighbors and things. Not that that matters too much for my sister, because she lives in a detached house. So there's pretty much, you'd have to go pretty loud to disturb anybody. But she was very happy with that. And yeah, that was good. And I also got a mat, like a proper drum mat, so that it can be set up on that and not slide around. So yeah, she's now got everything set up that she needs to become an ace drummer. Now all she needs is the time to practice, because my nephews really do take up a lot of her time. Pretty much 24/7 job looking after them. But thank you so much for that, Debbie. And Paul has donated $5 again. Thank you for this, Paul. And the message is, it certainly sounds better, but you're right, it may be a bit too dead. So thank you for that, Paul. And there's really, when you're talking about recording, no such thing as too dead, because resonant frequencies are the things that you want to try and cut out as much as possible, because when you're recording, you want to get as dry a signal as possible, so then everything that you can apply to your voice or the guitar, anything that you're recording, is then monitored. You can put on as much or as little reverb as you want, and you can get the exact sound that you're after, rather than always having a sound on the vocal that you might not necessarily like or want, but you can't do anything about it, because once it's recorded, it's recorded. You then have to try and EQ it out, and that's a nightmare, and people that are into production know what I'm talking about. Trying to EQ out resonant frequencies is such a long job, and especially when you're not mixing in a treated room, it means that you might be taking things out that don't need to be taken out, because they'll be fine in a properly treated room. And I know that previously this room had resonant frequency at about 140 hertz, but also 160 hertz. So we're kind of down there in the lower bass range. I'd usually just cut off everything below 150 hertz, and yeah, maybe for bass frequencies 100, anything below that I just get rid of, because I don't really need that for my music, and it's not that kind of sound that I'm going for, the whole boomy bottom end that you might have in movies, for example, in explosions. That is that real low frequency stuff, whereas yeah, I tend to cut it beneath 100, maybe 90, but yeah, anything above 150 is pretty much okay, but around 140, 144 is where I got that resonance. And it'll be interesting to do some recording in order to see how the carpet has changed it and whether those resonant frequencies are now less dramatic. So that's something, again, that I'll have to do and just jump into Logic and start doing some experimenting. But anyway, thank you for the donations tonight. Let's not get into resonant frequencies because we'll be here all night. And thank you for that, Paul. And the Dark Side Boomer, Melissa, has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, love your support. You asked me to let you know when I was done with my Leon Russell doc. Well, after a mild heart attack and more includes full-length songs. So thank you so much for that, Melissa. And also thank you for that message and for letting me know about that as well. And this, it seems like it's been quite a time, but thank you, Melissa, for that donation. And Renee has donated again for $5. Thank you for that. The message is, how was your sister's surprise party? We all wished her a happy birthday on the Facebook page. So thank you for that, Renee. And I've already addressed that question a moment earlier. So thank you for the donation. And Music Maiden has donated $2 and says, Fringe update please, with a smiley face. So I don't think I really need to do any Fringe updates because it's self-explanatory. Self-explanatory really, to do with the Fringe. I think let me just pull down a little bit of my Fringe. Let's see where we are. So that is, if I pull it down, we are almost at mouth length for the Fringe, hence the centre parting, and who knows when lockdown's going to end, so therefore nobody knows when I'm going to have my hair cut. So it's just going to, I guess at some point, you can see where it starts to kind of go off at an angle. I can't get my angles right, but it's at an angle. I suppose that will eventually, if it is long enough, go all the way down to, well, I suppose it will never catch this up because it's all growing at the same speed. But it will eventually get to this length. So it'll be right down here at the side of my mouth. But anyway, that is the Fringe update. A little segment of the live stream that is just purely dedicated to Fringe updates. So thank you for that, Music Maiden. And Michael has donated $5. Thank you so much for that. The message is, chess is still the best game. So thank you for that. It certainly is one of the intellectual games. I did play a little bit of chess when I was younger against my sister, but then I started to look a little bit more at chess and started to try and get a little bit better at it. But the problem is it takes a very long time. I suppose if you trust the other person you're playing against, you can just leave it to the side. But then my dad, for example, is somebody who I probably don't trust if I'm playing chess against him. So there's no guarantee that he won't move things into a slightly more advantageous position for him. So the great thing about a computer game is you can just pause it literally at a drop of a hat, or you can just send your computer to sleep and then start it up again, and it should be where you left it. And I don't think my dad would necessarily be that bothered about getting involved in my own computer games, but if it's a chess game against him, he certainly would be bothered about that. But thank you, Michael, for that donation. And I'm just going to mention, before we get into the next video, there's been another donation, which is, oh gosh, $4.99. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, is a 70s quality mic just as good as new ones for recording? So, thank you for that. And in terms of 70s mics, if you're asking if they're as good at recording as modern day mics, the answer to that is no, from a performance perspective. But a lot of people love particular old mics for the particular sound they get with that mic. So for example, if this is a relatively recent mic, I mean, it's not the 70s, this is a Rode NT1000 that I'm using here. So it's a relatively modern mic. It's not, I mean, there are more up-to-date models that you can get, but this will give you a clearer, more concise sound than a 70s mic because of the technology that's been used to make it, in order to pick up as clean a sound as possible, to try and pick up the sound to be as real as the sound that's being made. So to give an accurate representation of the vocal that is coming out of my mouth. That's what every mic company is gearing their mics towards, to get the most accurate representation of what is being recorded. Whereas in the 70s, because the technology wasn't as advanced, it meant that your vocal would have a slight sound to it that was limited or influenced by the technology of the mics at the time. So it means that, say for example, somebody had a very nasty tone to their voice and it was a little bit trebly, a little bit too squeaky, but there was a microphone that didn't pick up the top end of the voice as well. And that microphone they used in the studio, and it might have been made in the 70s, and because of the way that it picked up the voice and just the tonal qualities that that mic had or picked up, they then preferred to use that mic. And that's the reason why some recording studios do have 60s mics in there, or 70s, or 80s, and even 90s. They'll have mics in there that were their own favorite kind of mic because of the sound, or for example, the warmth that it might give a particular vocal, or pretty much every vocal. There are so many producers who swear by particular mics for their warmth, and it's the reason why a lot of producers still try to use analog equipment with digital equipment as well. They might go back to using analog for particular things because they prefer the warmth of the sound, but technology has moved on. So if you're looking to try and get the best quality mic to pick up your own vocals, your own guitar, then you pretty much want to go with something that is as up to date as you can get. And if you're really into recording and you know all of your mics and you know how each mic responds and its frequency response as well, then you can go for particular mics via year and model number. But I would say if you are into recording and you're just trying to get the best sound overall, especially if you're recording digitally, then getting a most up-to-date mic you can is a good move. But anyway, again, we're talking about mics, we're talking about resonant frequencies. Let's not get too into that because it's 1:45 already here in the UK. But thank you so much for that. Oh gosh. And Marge has donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Marge. That wasn't a reaction to Marge's donation. Oh gosh was the previous donation. But let's get into the requested video for tonight and the cover video. Because this wasn't working previously, I didn't have time to set up the cover video, so we're going to have to try and wing it live in true Wings of Pegasus fashion. By the way, guys, thanks for hitting that thumbs up. If you do get a chance to hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. We're closing in on the 250 mark. We're aiming for 370. I know that is a huge total, but we will see if we can get to that total. We did reach the total for Tuesdays. Saturday last week we did reach the total, so this would be 3 in a row if we can do it tonight. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated if you could do that, because it means we might get 3 like targets in a row, and I think 3 pick roulette targets in a row. Let's see what happens. But let me pop over to Patreon. I'm going to have a little scroll down, have a look at the suggestions or requests for the cover video, and we had Silence is Broken, and that was from Melissa. Kevin says Don't Stop Believing. Give Me All Your Lovin' from Marilyn and Lynn. Let's see, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Did I play that? I think I played that in the last live stream, but thank you for that, Lynn. And just scrolling down, Leanne says More Than Words. Deborah says Broken Wings. So we have quite a range of cover requests here. So I'm going to have to scroll down and try and find this. The first one that I see that has been requested, I'm going to select. And it is More Than Words. That's the first one that's popped up. So thank you for requesting this. And let me just see if anybody else requested that, because if not, then it will just be the one. Let me have a little look down. Still going, still going. And no, but there's so many requests. So thank you guys for all of these requests. over on Patreon. We are going to be having a little look at this particular video, More Than Words, and hopefully this works because I haven't set this up. Fingers crossed. I'll see you guys after this. Rock! Hi guys, this is my first proper video of 2017 and it's my cover of More Than Words by Extreme, and I hope you like it. Rock! Saying I love you, it's not the words I wanna hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you more than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. Love, more than words, love. Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you couldn't make things new just by saying I love you. And there we have it. That was my cover of More Than Words by Extreme, of course. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And hopefully the super chat window will come back up on screen, which it has. So I'm amazed that video worked, but thank you so much for requesting that one over on Patreon, and all of you guys for answering my request for requests over there, because then it gives me something to play. And it just so happens that I didn't have time to set up the live stream tonight, but we're kind of getting away with it. I hope so. Fingers crossed. And we are going to be getting into the pick roulette pretty soon. Before we do that, we're going to be taking a look at a few pictures as well, and that's what we tend to do now on these live streams after the cover video, is take a look at some of you guys. So because I've gone to a different section to play more than words, I now have to try and find the other section for the pictures. But let's get the background up on screen and see if I can actually navigate there within the next half an hour or before the live stream finishes at any point. Anyway, so I'm first of all going to start by, hopefully this is going to be Amy's picture of the Spike the Likes mug. So thank you so much for uploading this, Amy. And it looks like we've got some squirty cream in there as well. And I'm not sure whether people call this squirty cream. It's just what I call it here in the UK. And it comes out of the canister that you can spray. So that's for squirt. That's why I call it that. But maybe you could call it whipped cream. I don't know, but maybe in the live chat room you can let me know what you call it. I call it squirty cream, and it looks like maybe hot chocolate or something in there. If that is, what a drink that is. It looks very nice indeed. So thank you, Amy, for uploading that. And by the way, guys, if you do want to upload your pictures, you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and that's where I grab all of these pictures so that hopefully you can see them on the other side of the screen. And without further ado, let me see if I can get Jan up on screen, because this was a picture that I was sent by Carla. So thank you for this, Carla. And I'm not sure whether Jan has painted this himself, because this is something that wasn't included in the message, but Carla sent this to me. So a very, if that's a painting, that is absolutely immense. If that is just, I mean, it looks like it might be Jan. He's doing the thumbs up. So this is something that maybe if Jan is in the live chat room, we can find out if this is indeed a portrait that has been drawn by Jan, because that'd be pretty impressive. But thank you so much for this, Carla, for sending it to me, but also Jan for uploading this. I'm not sure whether it was to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group, but it is on screen now. So thank you, Jan, for uploading this one. And let me see if we can find our Vince. There he is. So here is our Vince, and I say our Vince because he hosts the after party over on Facebook, and he was here in the last live stream as well with another picture in the mirror. And this time we've got Vince just covering every single angle by the looks of it, with not only the Wings of Pegasus mask, and he was wearing a Wings of Pegasus shirt at the same time, but it didn't make it into the shot. But thank you for uploading this, Vince, and it looks like he is covering every avenue with not only the jab, but the mask as well. So thank you for that, Vince, being very sensible. And this is something that both of my parents now have had the vaccine here in the UK, and I think we are really pushing forward with it. Last time I said on a live stream that we had 4 million people vaccinated, whereas it wasn't 4 million, it was 14 million. So, and that was before, so it's gone even further with our vaccinations, which is great, and hopefully we can come out of this lockdown pretty soon. But anyway, just in case people didn't like needles, let's get that off the screen. And here we have Ginger, I do believe, with his toy, which it looks like it's a burger toy, and also Ginger has his mug and a Wings of Pegasus pick, and also that keyring as well. It's a little bit small, but I think it is the keyring and not just the pick. So thank you so much, Ginger, for uploading this, and of course Ginger's owner, who is Sue, for putting this up there. But what a great model dog we have there. And I think those are the pictures for tonight. We did get through all 4, I do believe. So we found them and it's all absolutely fine. And thank you guys for uploading those pictures to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. So without further ado, we're going to try and see if our pick roulette is going to is going to work and win for somebody tonight. We will see, because the screen capture so far, fingers crossed, has been working. I don't want to put... I've probably just jinxed it, but I don't want to jinx it. We will jump into it. Hopefully this will all work and be fine and it'll appear on screen. So good luck everybody for tonight's pick roulette. Keep on smashing that like button if you can to get the target up to 375. That is what we're aiming for next week's pick roulette. But we did hit it last week and on Tuesday, so this is for the 3rd in a row. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could, so we can get a little spike of the likes while we go through this week's Saturday pick roulette. So good luck everybody. Rock! So we have the background and we have the roulette wheel. There it is. We are cooking with gas. So what we do on these pick roulettes, we have a shuffle of the names 5 times. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And in order to get your name on this pick roulette wheel, if you haven't seen one of these before, you just type into the live chat room, "I agree" in capital letters. And if you can tag Carla, that would be great as well. If you type @Carla Murray, then she will be tagged in it and it will just make it stand out a little bit more for her to add your name to the pick roulette wheel if we hit the likes target during this present live stream. But we have done the shuffle, so let's give it a spin and let's see who is going to win. And during this live pick roulette, as I mentioned last time, if the person who wins isn't in the live chat room, then the pick will go to the name underneath theirs. So the previous names have gone through the wheel, and we are slowing down. So we have Tina going through there, and Laurie's just gone through. Is it Pam Sandy? Maybe Shawnee or Kenneth? Or is it getting as far as Jay Epperson? It's very small type, so I'm not sure that I'm seeing it correctly, but it looks like that is it. Jay Epperson. So congratulations, Jay, and hopefully you are in the live chat room. So we're looking out for Jay in the live chat room. If you can let yourself be known to Carla just by typing anything, putting a message in that live chat room, that would be great, because if Jay isn't in the live chat room, I'll keep an eye out on that live chat room to see if we can see Jay Epperson in there. But if Jay Epperson is not in that live chat room, then let me have a look to see who was the previous name. It was Kenneth. So we will see. We're going to have to wait and see. It's either going to be Jay, or if Jay's not in the live chat room, then it's going to be Kenneth White who's going to be winning for tonight. So congratulations, Jay. Let yourself be known in that live chat room, and we will see what happens, whether it's going to be Jay or Kenneth, but Jay is the official winner tonight. So I am going to be trying to get rid of everything on screen, and I have moved it a little bit to the side, so that's why a little bit extra showing, just to get it even better. There we go. That's my little bit of OCD of making everything lined up. That is a lot better, but now we can just quit the pick roulette. We don't need to see it anymore anyway. So congratulations everybody. Congratulations everybody for getting your name on the wheel, but also to Jay and Kenneth potentially in the future. But commiserations to everybody else that didn't win. The great thing is that if we hit the target tonight, you're going to have another chance to win next Saturday. And if you do tune in to the Tuesday live streams, then you'll have a chance to win on Tuesday, because we did hit the target last Tuesday, which is great. So thank you everyone for doing that and joining me on Tuesday and for hitting that thumbs up. It is, I think, a lot more of a challenge with the Tuesday crew because it's a work day and some people don't have an opportunity to watch. But On Saturdays, maybe it can be the Saturday crew that gets us to the 370 or 375 tonight. We will see. So we have 325. That means we're going to have 45. Is that correct? I'm not sure whether that is correct in my head in order to hit the likes goal, but we will see. I'll just leave maths. It's not my strong point. But let's get back into the super chat window because we have had a little bit of action in there. And Ray has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Ray. And the message is, Phil, do you like singing in a dead room? Did you do anything more than install carpet to deaden the room? So thank you for that, Ray. And I didn't do anything other than have the carpet in here. I think maybe I've got things arranged on the desk a little bit. It's all a bit more organized. So that's what I've pretty much spent a day and a half doing, is wiring everything. There's a hell of a lot of wires that go into my recording equipment, interfaces. I'm currently using 2 separate interfaces, but wiring them so that one of them is the output and the other interface, my Scarlett interface, is my input. So the mic's going into that. So it means a lot of wires crossing over. But I've spent absolutely ages so that when you look at the desk, you can't see any wires apart from just the internet cable that goes along the wall, and I've stuck it to the wall, so it's all really neat. So I spent absolutely ages doing that, so it's all very organized in front of me now, which is great, and it kind of helps me to concentrate. And I like to be in organized places, and I always try and keep my room cleaned, for example, because if I'm going to say I play a game, I've got some spare time, before I play the game, I will clean my room, so then when I play the game, I can relax that I'm in a clean room. I don't know how that works, but that's just what I tend to do. It's probably a tiny bit. I know OCD isn't really that, because OCD is when you physically can't stop yourself from doing things and having to clean things, or like touch light switches before, or flick them on 5 or 6 times. But I like things just to be organized, and that's certainly what I've done in here. So I haven't treated the room yet, but I'm probably going to be putting some foam on the walls. As to where, probably because a lot of the vocal that I do is speaking in this direction, I'll probably stick up a little bit behind, just on the walls that I've got here. But it's sounding pretty good already. I'll probably also place some off to the side of the wall to the left, because if I'm doing a proper recording vocal and I'm standing up, because I don't sing when I sit down, apart from just the odd analysis when I'm trying to demonstrate something, but that's not really properly singing. So when I stand up and want to have a supported sound and use my diaphragm properly, all of that kind of stuff, then the microphone will be set up to the left, and I'll have a wall, and I'll probably sound treat the wall so that the mic will be set up in front of that. So it'll be going into the foam, and it will be getting distributed so that I get a deader mic sound, because that'll be good. That's something that I think could work quite well, and if I just position the mic in the right place, it'll be even more organized. But yeah, so that is something that I might do in the future. I don't know about even potentially buying a portable mic booth. I don't know whether you've seen these, but it seems pretty good, where you have the standard mic setup and a normal mic stand, but you get an attachment, and you can now have a vocal booth that has all of the treatment inside it to give yourself that opportunity to do a very dead vocal, or have a very dead vocal mic. I'm half laughing because I reminded myself of recording vocals previously, and I don't think it wasn't on my album, and when I did everything myself, I did it in here. It would have been for a previous recording of Wings of Pegasus, where we went to a professional studio, and actually that's where I thought I could probably do a better version of the song myself and recording myself, so I started learning to do it all myself. But anyway, I recorded the vocals in this room, and I got lots of mattresses. I got 3 mattresses and put some other mattress over the top, and then had the mic inside of these mattresses in order to get a dead mic, to get it as clean as possible and yeah, as dry as possible. That's what it's called when there's no effect or no ambient sound on that microphone. So yeah, that's something I used to do, but I would not be doing that anymore. Thankfully, I've moved on a little bit since then. But thank you guys for these donations, and thank you, Ray, for that donation and the question as well. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, Phil, you're more than cover, just motivated chipper. He's whistling and singing away. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And Nalita has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is the cat doing the bravo. So thank you, Nalita, and for all of these donations tonight. And Kay has donated $10 as well. Again, thank you for that, Kay. The message is, in your interview with Buck, you talked about playing clean versus dirty. Do you think most electric guitarists tend to focus primarily on distortion? So thank you for that, Kay. And it's a difficult one to answer. I think a lot of people fall into the trap of playing with distortion all the time and never really know how good they are on a clean tone. So they can't hear their technique perfectly. I think that a lot of guitarists do tend to focus on distortion more than playing clean. And it depends what style of music, of course. If you're playing country music and jazz, and stylistically, if that's the way that you play, you're probably going to be leaning more towards a clean tone anyway. But certainly the rock players, classic rock, hard rock, metal, heavy metal, will pretty much always have something on their sound, some kind of or form of distortion. But the good players, the ones that are playing at a high level, will always have practiced clean with their alternate picking, for example, and even playing with the guitar not plugged in, because when you are working on techniques that take a lot of time to get down and just to get them to a particular level, it means that you're probably practicing quite a lot without an amp and without plugging in your guitar, because you'll be sitting in front of the TV, just being able to hear the clang or the clankiness of the strings doing the alternate picking, but you can hear just acoustically how it's doing, even though it's not going to be a way that you play your guitar to perform. But just getting down techniques, you can just pick up an electric guitar, have it on your lap while you're watching TV, and just work through those techniques, because then you can hear as cleanly as possible how your technique is coming along. But I think a lot of maybe beginner to immediate guitarists stick on the distortion probably a bit too much. There's nothing wrong with playing around with effects and playing with different effects units, whether you like, line 6 gear or a Kemper, you might have one of those. There's nothing wrong with just jamming and letting your hair down and messing around with effects and getting some inspiration that way if you are writing songs. But for techniques and technique purposes, you really want to get as clean as possible. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Kay. And Mario is in the house, as I mentioned earlier. Everyone has probably already said hello to Mario, but say hello again, because Mario's in the house tonight. And thank you so much for this donation, Mario, a very kind donation of $200. And the message is, hi Phil, here is something towards a new vacuum cleaner for your new carpet if you decide to get a new one, with a smiley face, and a big happy Valentine's Day to you and all the wingers, with a smiley face. So thank you so much for that, Mario. This is the other thing. Now that there is a carpet in here, I'll definitely have to up my vacuuming duties in this room, because I'm definitely going to keep it all clean. I think for the moment, it's a drink and food free zone, even though I haven't really drunk anything in here yet. I do have a bottle of water. This is customary to have, I just try and say the word correctly, on the live streams. So I will be drinking just some water in the live streams. Of course, that's allowed. But in terms of coffees, teas, maybe squashes for the moment, because if they are spilt, I just don't want to affect this carpet so soon after it being fitted. To spill something on it would be a nightmare. So yeah, I'm just going to keep disciplined with everything on a food and drink front in here. But thank you so much for that, Mario, that donation. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. We are going to be calling it to a close. It's just gone 10 past 1 here in the morning. And we are at 355 likes. So what we are going to do is elongate just maybe for 4 or 5 minutes. We'll get into another video. And let's have a little look on Patreon, because we're looking for 15 more people in the live chat room. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could, because we're looking for 15 more likes to get to that 370. 375 is for the pick roulette wheel. So that is what we're going to be looking for. We're going to need a few more people for that. Maybe another 18 if my maths is correct. We will see what happens. So let me pop over to Patreon again, have a little look down to see what was requested. And by the way, thank you guys for requesting Running Blind that I played earlier. I think Orlando requested that one. Let me scroll up to see if anybody else did. But let me just keep focused on the request for another original song. We've got Art Not Commerce has been popping up quite a lot. And it looks like that is going to be the winner, because most of you guys over on Patreon have requested Art Not Commerce. So thank you guys for that. And last time I think I played a version of Art Not Commerce. I think it was the live version. So let me see if I can find the one where I'm going for a very long walk. Hopefully I can find it live on the air, and there it is. So thank you guys for requesting this. Hit that thumbs up, because we're trying to get to 370, which we've just done. Excellent. Thank you guys so much. So we've got a video's worth of time to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already, but also we've got a video's amount of time to type I agree, because if we get 4 more likes, then we're going to be having a pick roulette next week, and to get your name on that you have to type I agree in capital letters. So we will see how we get on, but let's jump into this video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock!
Places I have been, the faces I have seen. Oh,
And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce. And it looks like we have hit our target for tonight, not only of 370, but 375. So thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you type I agree in the live chat room and that you see it on screen in order to get your name on the Pig Roulette wheel for next week. So do that now because we're about to end the live stream. But we have had a little bit of action in the super chat window, so thank you guys for all of these donations tonight. And we have a donation of $49.99 from Joan. Thank you so much for that, Joan. The message is, spike the likes, everyone. Also would love to see one of your cartoons in the future. So thank you for that, Joan. And I'll try and work one in there. The problem is trying to fit everything in because there's so much to get through. We're fitting so much in to the normal live stream time because this is it. I'm pretty much limited to about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I sometimes go over that to try and fit everything in, but it's because I have to do emails and comments and everything still after the live stream that I have to get back into, and I've still got to get lots of stuff back into the studio, which I might leave till tomorrow. But tomorrow is an analysis video night, so I will see how I get on, but look out for that video tomorrow night. But thank you for that, Joan. And Kevin has donated $2. Thank you for that, Kevin. The message is, it's my birthday. Thanks for stopping by my party. So, a massive happy birthday to Kevin. Everyone say happy birthday, Kevin, in that live chat room. I hope you have a great day. And Patty has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Patty. And the message is, what's your favourite music movie? A musical like The Wall or Tommy, a biopic like Rocket Man, or any movie about music. My fave is Almost Famous. Okay, so first of all, a musical. I don't tend to watch a lot of musicals. This is probably a question for my dad because he would probably have lots that he can choose from. He'd probably say Sound of Music. And I mean, that's one of those that, I mean, maybe because I don't watch many of them, Sound of Music has got to be up there because I went to watch that in the West End as well. So I think that's the only musical I've actually been to see on stage. So I'd have to go for that. In terms of a musical, in terms of a music movie, I mean, recently the Queen biopic movie, well, the Freddie Mercury biopic, you know, with Queen. That movie, for me, I did really enjoy it, and I haven't actually seen Rocket Man yet. I've seen it advertised, and it actually took me quite a long time to get to watch the Queen movie, even though everyone was asking me to, but I did eventually, and I thought it was actually really good, and I thought I wasn't going to like it as much because people, I don't know who they were, but said that they didn't like it or think it was very good, but I did enjoy that. I'm trying to, was it called We Will Rock You? I can't even remember the title of the Queen movie, but I did see it. Anyway, I'm getting confused with stage shows in the West End because We Will Rock You was the stage show. Anyway, that was on at the West End. But anyway, we are going to be ending the live stream pretty soon. But was there another? I sometimes, I mean, does Blues Brothers count? I mean, that's got to be a musical movie, so throw that in there. Almost Famous, I think that's Kate Hudson in that. I've seen that. That's good. Back to the Future, I kind of throw in there because of the fact that I just love the movies, the Back to the Future movies, but also Marty McFly plays guitar. So I throw that in there as a little bit of a shoehorn excuse to throw Back to the Future in there. I've even got the shirt on. So there's your evidence. So thank you for that. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Patty, for that donation. But thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. We are going to be calling it to a close. And hopefully everything has worked and it's all showed on screen. I don't know what this problem is with the software, or I think it's more with the Mac OS, the operating system, that didn't let me do screen captures, but now I can do it. I don't know. That might be something that just pops up. Maybe because I clicked through the warning 8 times, it eventually just let me do it. So we have got away with it tonight. I'm going to have to troubleshoot in the future. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. have a fantastic day or night or morning, whatever it is where you are. I'm going to be here again live on Tuesday night, but like I said, I'm doing an analysis video tomorrow night and a live analysis on Wednesday night. So if you can make the Tuesday live stream, that would be great. But if you can't, then I'll see you next week. Hopefully you will be on that pick roulette wheel. If you did type agree, you will definitely be on there, and it might be your lucky night. But we are doing one on Tuesday, so if you're going to tune in Tuesday and you watched last Tuesday and typed I agree, your name will be on that wheel. Big shout out to the moderators as always. Thank you guys for doing such a great job and keeping that live chat room such a great place to be. Thank you guys just for joining me, full stop, for hitting that thumbs up, for subscribing as well, and everyone stay as safe as possible. Try and keep your masks on. Keep following your government's guidelines. Self-isolate. Follow the guidelines wherever you are in terms of staying isolated, but also in lockdown as we are here. Just hopefully things will get back to relative normality. It definitely does have a significant impact on it. We're seeing here in the UK when we have been locked down for these last 5 weeks, I think it is. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me. The great thing is that we can keep on doing these streams even in the lockdown. It's all absolutely fine. And I'll see you guys at the next video or the next live stream or live analysis video. So have a great day, rest of the weekend, and I will see you guys at the next one. Rock!